This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
It is not just a fragrance. It is a passion.
This is Pocket Full of Sand. Hey, I think I'm in the wrong commercial.
Wait, aren't you Andre?
No, I'm Shane.
Oh, you're supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you're here, Andre is...
Something is different about you, man.
Welcome. We have reached the 2025 NCAA fall season, and we're going to kick it off with some College of Charleston women's soccer as they will host the 21st ranked Gamecocks of South Carolina here on this beautiful August evening here from Ralph Lundy Field. I'm Luke Gerazati on the call, and both teams are going to try to get their season started off on the right foot. We'll get you their lineups in just a moment, as we're just about ready to get started. For the visiting Gamecocks, it'll be Christina Sayusis in goal. Katie Shea Collins, Amanda Patrick, Mackenzie Johnson, Kinley Brown, Micah Bryant, Taylor Bloom, Avery Galanti, Kyler Zaloff, Gracie Fala, and Sayusis in the goal. For the College of Charleston, it'll be Ainsley Chun in goal. Lily Ray, Caroline Folks, Shea Vidovic, Emma Stankunas, Bella Antonio, Emma Wenner, Avery Nasetta, Faith Slimmer, Caitlin Tubia, Millie Cluxton. Round out the starting 11 for the College of Charleston. The Cougars are coached by head coach Christian Michener in his 16th year. In most matchups, he'll be the longer tenured of the coaches, but not so this time, as South Carolina, led by head coach Shelley Smith in her 25th season. So two veteran coaches, two teams that are pretty familiar with each other, especially in recent years. These two teams have, played more times than not. However, this is a kind of a rare visit for South Carolina to Patriots Point. They haven't come here since 2021. Last year, these two teams met in Columbia, and we'll go into that matchup a little bit more, but the Gamecocks won that one 4-1 last year. So the College of Charleston, they really had a terrific season last year after, a couple of up and down seasons, a 2023 season that, was filled with some injuries. Last season, it all clicked, especially here at home at Patriots Point. And that's going to be the big test today. Cougars were unbeaten at home last year, 6 wins, 4 draws. They also only conceded 2 goals all year at home. But despite playing some good teams, they never played an opponent this tough at home. Last season, they opened with South Carolina State, a nice, kind of easy 7-0 victory. Don't think anyone's expecting that tonight, as we are off. South Carolina in the white jerseys, going from left to right on your screen. College of Charleston in the maroons, going from right to left. As both teams just getting started here. So for the College of Charleston, their starting 11, 10 out of the 11 starters were on the team last year. This is a team with a lot of returning players. Didn't lose a ton of them. Probably their biggest loss, maybe, was Savannah Barron in goal. So Ainsley Chun, who did play last year and was good when she played, but now she will be the primary goalkeeper. She was named to the preseason honorable mention All-CAA. Chun was. That's a quick foul right there. So South Carolina pushing it into Charleston territory early on. And there is Chun right there in the blue goalkeeper outfit. And there's Caroline Folks. And a couple nice passes. And now Vidovic has it, trying to take it up the middle, but poked away by Galanti. Avery Nacetta trying to get it out to Emma Winner. Well, with so many returning players for the College of Charleston, just so many interesting things to talk about, you know, based on what we saw last year and, you know, what will continue and which players will be the breakout ones this year, because there were a lot of them last year for this team. A little bit of open space on the left side. And there goes Fate Swimmer. Pass back and forth to Antonio. So now the Cougars a chance offensively early. This was a team that was aggressive last year. They took shots. And the two wings led the way as that one gets away. Maybe looking for Antonio there, but you know, nobody was open. Just kind of still the start of the game, both teams feeling each other out. Last season, Fate Swimmer had 9 goals on the year. And she returns this year as a 5th-year senior. Just a huge return for the College of Charleston. And then Emma Wenner, the transfer from Clemson, led the Cougars in shot attempts and shots on goal a year ago. And there's Caroline Folks making a nice play, trying to push it up to Winner, and gets it to her. Now Emma working one-on-one in the sideline. Gets around preseason All-SEC mention Micah Bryant. Ball still bouncing around in there, and it ultimately goes off of a Cougar, as they can't get a shot attempt yet, but so far some good things that Coach Michener is seeing from this team. Let's take a look as Cougars had a pretty good push down there. That was actually the play from earlier. So yeah, other than the opening seconds of this game, the ball has been on this South Carolina side of the field. It's a Gamecocks team with a very explosive offense. They're capable of putting up crooked numbers on the scoreboard. As that's gonna be a foul right there. And this will give the Gamecocks a chance. Fala trying to get it around and able to draw the foul against Swimmer. Swimmer trying to get the ball first, couldn't quite get around. Now the Gamecocks on the attack. Trying to get the pass up there, looking for Collins. Katie Shea Collins, number 4, is the player to watch on this South Carolina team for the Cougar defenders. She had 13 goals a season ago for the Gamecocks. By far the best returning offensive player on South Carolina. As they try to get it back to the middle here. And nearly having a shot at it was Johnson, but a good clear out. Might have been Lily Ray down there. The Cougar defense a little bit different. That's really where they've had their most turnover, defense, and of course in the goal, as we've talked about. And that was Millie Cluxton right there making a nice play, sending it down. And South Carolina gets it back to goal. And the only Cougar starter on this team that wasn't on the team last year is Caitlin Tubia. Who's a sophomore, transferred from Kansas State a year ago. Antonio being aggressive. This is something the Cougar team did often, that aggressive, defense by the attackers. And And that one bounces to Folks. And ends up being a foul, and the Cougars are going to have a good spot for a free kick. Be able to send a lot of players down. Caroline Folks, number 7. Talk about players that broke out last year. She was definitely one of those. And it's going to be Emma Stankunas on the free kick. Stankunas getting the start this game, played off the bench last year sparingly. And trying to get it in, maybe a shot attempt, maybe just a pass back over the middle. Wenner couldn't get it, but now a poor pass to Niceta trying to take advantage of. Can Vidovic get a shot? And now everybody's calling for a handball, but there was no call. Well, the crowd right in front of me, you can hear them, they're calling for it, but the Cougar bench is a little calm with it. Still a closer call than you'd like if you were South Carolina. And a tough pass ahead, but able to get it to Cluxton. And Faith Slimmer looking for a shot. He instead passes it back as the Cougars continuing to really control the ball in the first 8 or so minutes of this game. Trying to cross back to the middle and caught out of the air by Sayusis. Christina Sayusis, number 71 in the light blue for South Carolina. Had 76 saves a year ago, 4th in the SEC. And she was named to the All-SEC preseason watch list. 6 South Carolina players were in total. Very good team and a very good conference. So Chun able to stay in the box and get to that one. As both teams gonna slow it down a little bit here. Man, last year the Cougars were not only unbeaten at home, 6 wins, 4 draws, but they barely conceded any goals. And now it's going to be a whistle right here, and the Cougars don't know where this one came from. That's going to be a big break, as it's going to allow South Carolina to flip the field. Although the Gamecocks, they have to start making some better passes from their own end, and another one gets away. Avery Niceta having a good game early in that midfield. A little bit of space for Antonio. And Swimmer can't get it around. Taylor Bloom, the defender, taking it away. South Carolina still taking it very slow in the backfield. A lot of time with the ball held by Fala and Bloom. But now maybe got something going in the attack. Zuloff coming all the way up, trying the cross pass, nicely poked away. Gonna see who that was down there, but good play, and that was Stankunas. Yeah, she was on the team last year, but is getting her first start with the Cougars here today. And now Folks. Faith Slimmer, 9 goals, 8 assists last year. In terms of just pure points, the best offensive season for a Cougar since 2018 in Laura Ortega. Trying to get around the back, and that's going to be offsides. Now this was one of the weaknesses. We've talked about a lot of good things the Cougars did last year. Getting caught offsides was a weakness, and part of that is just a byproduct of the aggressive play. Let's take a look at the all-time series. So South Carolina, usually a good team. They do lead the all-time series 8-1-2. Actually drew the first meeting back in '95 last year. Gamecocks won 4-1. Again, the Cougars actually led 1-0 at half. It's a 6-game win streak right now for South Carolina. The last and only time that the Cougars won was back in the 96-97 season, and looking for their first win since then. One thing though, last year when the Cougars went up there, I mean, they put a better effort against South Carolina than they had in a few years. Even just leading 1-0 at halftime, that was the first time they scored on them in 4 games. And we'll get into it later, but the Cougars did not do themselves any, well, they didn't make it easy on themselves in terms of their non-conference scheduling. And is unable to get to that one in time. We'll go back to the Cougars. Don't believe we've had an official shot attempt. No, we've had one shot this game, and it was to College of Charleston. Yeah, they did give that to Wenner a shot, that one play on the right side. But no shots on goal for either team, but now maybe a chance at one. Johnson can't get space in the middle as Nacetta gets it away, but now back to the side. Brown to the middle, and Ray is able to get it out. Still South Carolina's possession, but they'll have to clear it all the way back. Gamecocks still without a shot attempt. And Folks. And let's see who that is out on. That's going to be College of Charleston ball. Good defensive set for the Cougars. Well, now the throw-in is going to go right back to the Gamecocks. 50-50 ball here, bounced away. And once again, Nacetta and Cluxton in on it, but this time can't get it right away. And able to get it away. Can the Gamecocks get a shot as that one ricochets, and it's going to be scooped up by Chun. Gamecocks had their best chance so far to get Katie Shea Collins a shot. And they defended well. It was Stan Kunis again getting in the way. Although sometimes those ricochets down there, they can be dangerous as well. So South Carolina, a season ago, had a record of 5-2-3 in the SEC. Probably the best conference. They made the NCAA tournament. Won in the first round against East Carolina, and then were eliminated by Minnesota in a tough 2-1 loss in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Cougars, after a great season they had, they did ultimately fall in the first round of the CAA tournament. Again, by a 2-1 score, they lost to Elon. Ultimately, last year, the Cougars just were not the same team on the road as they were at home. Now, both of these teams a year ago played a lot better at home. South Carolina only won 2 games on the road last year, pure road games, and had 5 draws. And that's Amanda Patrick trying to start things up, and Brown has nowhere to go. So South Carolina, or Charleston rather, made a few aggressive pushes early, and now South Carolina has started to kind of take over more possession of the ball, but this has been a defensive game so far. Neither goalkeeper has been tested yet. You know, aside from just having to go over and cover, which Chun does nicely here. The quick throw in, and a nice cutback move. Oh, but the pass is gonna be off of the hand. A break for the Cougars. Zuloff was right there and could not get her hand down in time. So it'll be a free kick. Taken by Tubia. And a clean tackle and steal by South Carolina. Down to the middle, Johnson. Poked away and cleared out. Cougars trying to get the possession back. And ultimately, it will be their ball, but they haven't had a lot of extended possessions in a while. Again, still in this game, just one shot and no corner kicks yet for either team. Antonio, Cougars trying to get her more involved as she was in the first few minutes. As Vidovic cannot connect on the pass there with Folks. A little bit of frustration for the Cougars. We got a pretty good crowd here today, I'll tell you that. As getting a little bit of open space, but then nowhere to pass it to. It's Johnson. Long run to the ball. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, but the Gamecocks will have a throw in from deep. Maggie Titano is able to get to it. Now Antonio trying to get out. This is maybe a chance to get down the field. Shea Vidovic out in front, avoids the offsides, and a really nice dump off pass to Slimmer. Antonio, another pass back. Was Vidovic onside? She was, to the middle and knocked away by Galante. Cougars still may have a chance if they can trap the Gamecocks deep. But South Carolina able to get it out. But there just has not been a transition game today for South Carolina. And now back, Winner across the middle. Vidovic is there, can't get a shot. And was that out of bounds? Will the Cougars get a corner kick out of it? We'll see what they call. I believe that's going to be our first corner kick of the game. So again, nice transition. Or no, check that, not a corner kick, just a deep throw in. Close to getting one. Remember, the ball's got to be all the way out. As it is here, but that was off of the Cougars. So maybe the closest offensive stretch, or closest offensive chance that we've had so far for the Cougars. Vidovic just could not quite get a leg on that one to give it a shot to the goal. Stankunas trying to clear it out, holds on to it for a bit. And Antonio coming back to it. And a little bit too handsy there is Titano. As Cluxton draws the foul. Stankunas with the free kick. Kind of gets it deep to the South Carolina defenders. Again, Gamecocks slowing it down in their own end. Cougars know how to pick their spots to be aggressive, and here's one right here, Folks. That is poked away, but it's going to be the Cougars with some possession now, but can't keep it in. And the Cougars unhappy, but Vidovic couldn't keep that ball in, and a potential missed opportunity for them. Now the Gamecocks will have the throw in. Amanda Patrick. Little contact going on there, and the ball is back out of bounds, this time off of South Carolina, off of Brown. And a high ball off the couple heads. Who's going to come out with it? Antonio comes back in the nice give and go, and now she's got some space. Can she get a shot? Surrounded by a few Cougars trying to get it to Wenner on the outside. Emma Wenner Makes a nice cut and a shot attempt. And can't get to it, but it looks like it might have been off of South Carolina, and we are going to have our first corner kick of the game. So Bella Antonio, who really started that whole possession, well, her and Cluxton, don't forget that as well, the pass. Nice couple passes. So Antonio will perform the corner kick. Low line drive is headed away. Vidovic is there. Back to Antonio. Close to the box, but can't get a shot. And can't draw the foul either. Or did she? Yes, she actually did draw the foul. Wow, right outside the box. This is going to be a really close range free kick for the Cougars. Yeah, good call. As Micah Bryant is called for the foul. So Wenner and Antonio are there. Fate Swimmer right at the middle. That might be the play. We'll see what they do. Wenner will go for a shot in the goal, just a bit high. Cougars trying to get that first score from the set piece. Can't quite do it. So far against a ranked team, I think that you gotta like the way they played. I think we might have our first substitutions of the game. And we are, so we'll try to get you those in a minute. So it'll be Victoria Kalusic, number 16, in the game now for South Carolina, or for College of Charleston. Now going down the other way, as that one is out of bounds. And now, okay, so here we're gonna have the substitutions, trying to keep you straight with all this. Always a challenge every year, but we'll get it to you. So Wenner, after a lot of action, she'll be out. Ellie Stewart, the freshman, in the game for the first time. Stewart, a freshman from Plainfield, Indiana. Potentially dangerous. That's a dangerous play when it's bouncing around like that. And a good job by Tubia to clear it out. And can Charleston get possession of this one? They can't quite, or maybe they do. Antonio comes up with it. Swimmer playing 1-on-3 there and can't get it away. So yeah, I misspoke. It was 16-4 South Carolina. Autumn Kayeli is in the game. They're gonna have a foul on the play there. Free kick for South Carolina. Titano will send it deep on the ricochet. That's Alexa Pino on the sideline, trying to clear it back out. Bloom. Now back to the middle, maybe a chance, but a good stop right at the point by Stankunas. Fate Swimmer. So far has been a moderate factor, but gets a pass all the way down here. Onsides, and that ball bounces for a moment, but not enough for anybody to get to it. So Ellie Stewart playing for Emma Wenner in that right wing spot. trying to make a play. That ball just gets a little bit more away from Sayusis, then maybe there's a chance. Under 20 to play now in the first half. If you're new to NCAA soccer, the clock counts down from 45. It does stop at major stoppage points, and once it hits 0, that's it. Once it hits 0 in the second half, that's the game, no overtime. That's a nice play again by Stankunas, but out of bounds. It'll be a deep throw in for the Gamecocks. Amanda Patrick to throw it in, trying to box out. And ultimately ending up with the ball is Zuloff. Crossing in, the header toward the goal, and that's going to be scooped up by Chun. That was the closest chance so far either team has had. A potential dangerous ricochet right near the goal line, but the Gamecocks can't score off of it. So was it Zuloff who had the, no, it was Ava Tutas. Is that 7? No, that was Collins, Katie Shea Collins, number 4. With the header. And that seems like it's a great time for our hydration break of this game. Still tied at 0. Couple of shots. The Gamecocks get their first shot of the game. And we'll take a look at Cougars head coach Christian Michener. His 16th season as head coach of the Cougars. Reached 100 wins a year ago. Big year for him. A 107, 139, and 28 overall record. Has led 17 student athletes to 32 total all-conference honors. Now, as a player, he was a great player for the Charleston men's soccer team, 96 to 98, as well as a member of the U20 team. Now, Gamecocks head coach Shelly Smith, she has seen and done it all. 358 total wins as a head coach, 317, 140, and 67 at South Carolina in her 25th season as the Gamecocks head coach. 17 NCAA tournament appearances, 12 straight. 6 SEC championships, and how about that, a member of the Vermont Athletics Hall of Fame. Man, I mean, this South Carolina team, you saw 12 straight NCAA tournament appearances. And 6 SEC championships under Coach Smith. They nearly added a 7th last year. They were defeated in the SEC championship game by Texas, another team who the Cougars will see very soon in a road game. This game is brought to you by TD Bank, MUSC Health, and Rick Hendrick Chevrolet. So we get going again. Cougars working it near the right sideline. You know, we'll have the possession stats at halftime, but so far it seems like Cougars have had more chances, even though South Carolina had that closer one on their one and only shot. Although they weren't credited with a shot on goal for it. And now a chance booming it down the field is Kaeli. Back to the middle. Stankunas back out to Zuloff. .40 to play. On the left wing, was she onside? To the goal and punched up and out. And that might be the first save credited of the game. See if they call that on goal. But Ainsley Chun making the play to get it out. but that will also be South Carolina's first corner kick. And Ainsley Chun, a little bit of a volleyball move to get it out of there. Really good shot on goal from outside. So corner kick. And jumped up and corralled by Ainsley Chun. And how about a little sportsmanship there, making sure that the South Carolina player is okay. And she is kind of shaken up there, trying to see who that is. And that is Zuloff, who has really been involved the most probably for the Gamecocks. So a couple of offensive chances for South Carolina. They've started to make Ainsley Chun have to work. Taking it slow and now getting behind. That is a clear shirt pull right there. That was, you can try to get away with a little bit, but the referees have been letting them play for the most part. And that is going to be a yellow card, and yeah, she had plenty of time to let go of that, and she did, and that turned out to be more than just a standard defensive play. Yeah, I mean, we can see it from here. That is a pretty clear call as Gracie Fala gets called for the game's first yellow card. And Caitlin Tubia will do the free kick. See what they do. Not a ton of substitutions either way so far. You do have Stewart now in for Winner. And that one is going to be caught directly, losing her balance, but not the ball, is Christina Sayusis. By the way, that wasn't considered a shot on goal. That's the thing about these keepers. You know, you can make a great play, but if the ball, if it's determined that it was going to hit the post, does not count as a save. So neither team has technically had a shot on goal yet in this one. Gamecocks trying to find some room in the middle here, as Pino cannot get it anywhere. Now Zuloff working against Fate Slimmer. Pass back, South Carolina trying to have an extended possession, which so far they've only really done on their own end. Try to take it slow near the midfield here. A little back and forth, and there's just nowhere to go. Good defense again by the Cougars. Emma Stankunas has made quite a big impression in her first ever start. There's more substitutions. Micah Bryant, the defender, will take a seat. I'm trying to see everybody who's in the game now. So Ava Tudas came in earlier, mentioned that. For the Cougars, I believe that Ellie Stewart for Emma Wenner has been the only substitution they've made so far this game. And they had a lot of players last year, particularly on the defensive side, that would regularly play 90 minutes a game. And a few maroon jerseys in there, and Charleston does get it out, trying to keep it down the sideline. And they will. That was off of South Carolina. Didn't look like much there, but Cougars able to flip the field on that one. So again, definitely this is a different kind of test than the Cougars had last year. when they scored 7 goals against South Carolina State. They've had to be, but they had, I believe, 10 offsides in that game as well. So it was really kind of a preseason game feel. This has been one where they've had to be a lot sharper. As no calls for a while, and then finally there is a call. I believe it was against Stewart. So free kick for the Gamecocks on the far side. Again, they'll just send it back. And trying to get around here. See the frustration by South Carolina. You know, they already got the 1 yellow card, and close to fouling on that play as well was Kayeli. Just couldn't get it around, but now their ball again on the side. That one is going to be a corner kick for the Gamecocks. So Alexa Pino will take the corner kick. Pino, a freshman from Oxford, Connecticut. Not too many freshmen on these teams. As that one is in, can the Gamecocks get a shot? They can, it's cleared away. Yeah, Chun wasn't near it. Up to the defense to clear that one away, but now bouncing again. And another missed chance for the Gamecocks, but they are starting to get closer now. And the Cougars are kind of at that point where they might need to, you know, just think, all right, let's get to half with the game still tied. Although we did see last year on several occasions kind of a theme, those scores right before the half that were game changers for both teams going into the locker room. Seen a few instances of Charleston being the aggressive team we know them to be. But they played a really good defensive game. There's that ball bouncing there. South Carolina has it. Just have to hold on to it for a bit as everybody gets down the field. Kayele back to the middle. And dumping off to the side. Stewart can't get it all the way away, but Lily Ray is there. Lily Ray, a senior on this team, who is a defender. Last year was used more of a bench piece to go attack and actually scored a couple goals. So Folks. Oh, what a move by Folks, getting right around the defender. Pass down to Vidovic. Vidovic nearly has it poked away, but hangs on to it. Back to Caroline Folks. And just not enough on that shot to really threaten the keeper as she gets to it easily. Caroline Folks, the most recent Cougar to score a goal, as she scored the Cougars' lone goal in their 2-1 loss to Elon that ended their season in the CAA tournament last year. Folks is a redshirt sophomore from the Woodlands, Texas. Okay, we're testing out our graphics. Unfortunately, we did not have a goal. But, oh, we do have a pretty hard foul here. And we're going to see what the call is going to be here. This is going to be a yellow card against Emma Stankunas. For the most part, she was doing a pretty good, clean job at defending. That was really a straight yellow because there weren't a lot of warnings, but that was a bit too physical. So the clock is still running. for red cards and, some yellow cards, it'll stop. Injuries, stuff like that. But for the most part, it keeps running. Or no, it should have been stopped. Okay, now I see it. I was hearing talk about the clock. As in the box, Gamecocks again can't get a shot off. And the Cougars trying to go on the counter. A little too far out in front. Sun starting to set now here at Patriots Point. All right, just a beautiful evening. A little hot, but not compared to how it was a couple weeks ago. It seems like it's just starting to get, where we get ready for fall sports. A little nice move as Slimmer trying to make the one turn, as that is going to be a foul. So that's Sienna Petro, who is in the game for the Cougars. Petro, a sophomore from Florham Park, New Jersey. As now Caroline Folks, a little bit shaken up from earlier, but hopefully is all right. She'll come out of the game in favor of defender Maggie Heffernan, who made a big impact last year as a freshman. For the Gamecocks, it'll be Zuloff who comes out of the game. And Jivana Harris who comes in. Free kick for the Gamecocks from their own end. And just a little pass. Now they'll try to push it forward. Now, we have not called the name of Katie Shea Collins, number 4, very much. She had the one shot attempt. See, there she is. Oh no, she's still waiting over there for the ball. That was still Pino trying to get it. A little pushing going on down here. Was there a call? I don't think there was. Just going to call it out of bounds on the Cougars. I think that was an instance where both sides kind of wanted to call against the other. And the throw in by Harris does not get to a teammate, but she'll get another shot at it. There's a high bouncer. And taking back Taylor Bloom. And knocked down. That is going to be a call. Too physical for Katie Russo. And a quick kick by the Cougars, trying to catch everybody off guard, but unfortunately might have done the same to their own team, as Shea Vidovic couldn't get down to it. Shea Vidovic, preseason All-CAA honorable mention. Last year had an interesting year. She got a hat trick in her first game against South Carolina State and had 5 goals on the year, including 1 penalty shot. Really, for a lot of the year, was more of a facilitator, but can kind of play that midfield and attacker role. And we're going to get another corner kick. Third one of the game for South Carolina, and their first one from the left side. Looks like it'll be Pino with the kick again, so she does it from both sides for the Gamecocks. That's a dangerous one in there. Can't tell who hit it, but if it can get low, that's where it gets dangerous. Cluxton smartly getting it high and out of there. As we do have a call, actually an injury stoppage here. As clock does stop at 3:39. We're going to see who that is. I don't want to make a statement before I know. As that's Lily Ray. So we'll see if that was just a cramp or if that was something else, but quick stoppage here. As the trainers are down and both sides will get a chance to break for a bit. Coach Mitchner discussing something with the official. Not an argument, just kind of a conversation. We really do have a good crowd here for our first game. This Ralph Lundy Field, sharing with the professional Charleston Battery. Pretty good seating capacity, and we got quite a bit of it filled. And Ray still down there with the trainers as the Gamecocks get back on the field. I don't see anybody coming on right now, so will she remain in the game, or is somebody going to come in? I actually can't tell right now. Still talking to the trainers. Assistant coaches for the Cougars, by the way, Shanna Caldwell and Sherry Hansen, excuse me. Okay, so Ray does come to the sideline. I'm trying to see who went in for her. As now another player down, this one for South Carolina. And that is Collins. That is not a player that the Gamecocks can afford to lose. Tried to get it quickly down to her to get her that chance that she has been waiting for all game. But stopped right there. Throwing again for South Carolina. Trying to get it back. That's a dangerous kick. Petro is right there. But Gamecocks able to flip the field and now get a little real estate up the middle. Looked like offsides, but not going to matter. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. It's now Hope Slimmer coming in for Millie Cluxton. Cougars for the second straight year have 3 Slimmer sisters on the team. Faith Slimmer, number 19, Hope Slimmer, number 6, and Joy Slimmer, number 9. All a year apart from each other. And Heffernan has to be careful there. Doesn't want to get called for the grab. Here's Collins. Can't get the shot, and the sliding stop by Heffernan. And I believe that might have been Casey Malone over there. Number 24. She was the one who came in for Ray. Just a little announcer complaining nobody cares about, but a lot of players on this team did change their numbers from a year ago. A lot of them did. As looking at the replay for a bit there, yeah, South Carolina got a couple chances. Under a minute to go. So at this point for the Cougars, just nothing careless. As a little scrum there near midfield, but no calls. And both Petro and Titano just get up. Vidovic Can the Cougars get that last-minute goal, or at least a shot? Well, that's a nice move there by Petro. Still Cougar ball. Swimmer able to save it from going out, so might have one more shot, but they've got to hurry. Got to be a quick throw in, which it is by Vidovic. Immediately bounced back out. This is going to be tough for the Cougars to get a good shot from. Maybe one more pass from the corner. It was offsides anyway, and that will send us to the half. A tightly contested, well-defended game between the 21st ranked South Carolina Gamecocks and the hosting Charleston Cougars. 0-0 at the half. You're watching college soccer on the Charleston Sports Network. We'll be back just a bit with some stats after a break. And welcome back. A 0-0 game at halftime between the College of Charleston and the University of South Carolina. And really good crowd here today. I assume some from the visitors made the trip as well. So let's take a look at some first half highlights. A lot of defense, not a whole lot of great chances for either team, although they were there. South Carolina had more of them. And just see a few of the plays early on that, you know, kind of defined this match. There's a lot of good clear outs by both sides. Neither team was particularly able to get any kind of transition offense going, so that's why we didn't see big shots. It was just a lot of clear outs. And, you know, a couple instances like here where you did have a little bit of a barrage on goal. But for the most part, it's been a very defensive game. A lot of it played at the midfield. This was one of the better chances for the College of Charleston. Nice little double pass there. Yeah, and just looking over the highlights so far in order. That was a chance too. That was a nice pass. So yeah, I kind of had that confused before. So that was actually the assist attempt on that one was by Collins. And the shot on goal was by Tudas. And it did start to become more of a physical game as it went on as well. Both sides, well, we'll get into the stats next, but a couple yellow cards for either side. So Casey Malone in there now. It's kind of cool too, because you get a better view at some of those far side players that you maybe didn't get as good of a view with. So we'll go right back to a break and then come back with the first half stats. You're watching on the Charleston Sports Network.
This is the CAA on Flow College.
If you want to change the world, you need to change your world. Breathtaking, wave-making, comfort zone crushing, adrenaline pumping, smile-inducing, community-building, thought-altering, horizon-broadening change.
Today?
Today, that's enough.
Tomorrow? Who knows?
College of Charleston. Extraordinary happens here.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
Hendrick. Getting cash for your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Hendrick Buys Cars. Step 1, visit HendrickBuysCars.com. Enter your license plate number or VIN. Step 2, answer some simple questions and receive a cash offer in seconds. Step 3, claim your offer and you're good to go. It's the easy way to sell your car, fast. We'll even come and pick it up. Get cash for your car now and you don't have to buy one of ours. Learn more at HendrickBuysCars.com.
Cougar fans ages 12 and under can register for the Cougar Kids Club, the official kids club of Charleston Athletics. Every Cougar Kids Club member gets free admission to Charleston baseball games when they show their Kids Club credential at the box office at Patriots Point. To sign up today, visit cfcsports.com. We played one half here so far this season. College of Charleston and South Carolina have played to a scoreless draw so far. As we look at the stats so far, it's pretty even. Obviously, no goals for each side. The one difference that you see is the shots on goal. In fact, that's the only difference you see all the way around. Shots on goal and then the reverse of that being the saves. But both have 4 total shots. Both have 3 corner kicks. Both have 1 offsides, and both have 5 fouls, and they both even have one of them each have been a yellow card. It's really the only difference, those 3 shots on goal that the Gamecocks got near the end of the first half. And again, when you think of last year where the Cougars led 1-0 at the half, and then South Carolina scored 4 in the second half, and you look at the way South Carolina closed the half, maybe if you're the Cougars, you do worry about a bit of a charge out of the gate for South Carolina. But we'll get more into that. You know, South Carolina, first game of the year. They've had some scrimmages, but a lot of new players on this team, even though they're ranked and have a lot of talent. When you're all playing together for the first time, it can take a little bit of time. So we'll take another break, and we'll be right back with you again. You're watching CAA Soccer on the Charleston Sports Network.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
Hendrick. Getting cash for your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Hendrick Buys Cars. Step 1, visit HendrickBuysCars.com. Enter your license plate number or VIN. Step 2, answer some simple questions and receive a cash offer in seconds. Step 3, claim your offer and you're good to go. It's the easy way to sell your car fast. We'll even come and pick it up. Get cash for your car now and you don't have to buy one of ours. Learn more at HendrickBuysCars.com.
You know what's better than one Papa John's pizza? Two Papa John's pizza for only $6.99 each.
Only at Papa John's, bundle 2 or more Papa Pairings menu items for $6.99 each. Get your favorites for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some Papa John's.
Hey, girl.
Girl! I do not know the name of this girl. What I do know is Neutral is a tasty seltzer made with real vodka and real fruit juice. This one I know. Little orangey. Neutral. Keep it tasty.
Let's take a look at a few preseason polls and rankings, starting off with the CAA Women's Preseason Poll. In the CAA South Division, the Cougars were ranked second out of 6 teams, getting 1 first-place vote. Elon, the team that ended their season last year, is the team with the most first-place votes. And Stony Brook on the other side. So yeah, tough, always a tough CAA. And we'll look at the SEC now as well. This is one of the better conferences in the sport. South Carolina ranked 3rd preseason, had a record of 11-4-7 last year. Texas, the reigning SEC champions, and a team that the Cougars will play pretty soon are ranked second, and it is Arkansas who was ranked first at 16-2-3. And now let's take a look at the United Soccer Coaches Women's Soccer Top 25. Got the defending champion North Carolina out in front, ranked number 1. But I want to bring your attention to a few of the teams that the Cougars are going to play. So you got number 21 South Carolina, they're playing right now. And then you got number 19 Texas, who they'll play in a little bit. And then how about this? Wake Forest, the runner-up. They lost to North Carolina in the championship, the national championship game a year ago. The Cougars' next home game will be September 4th against Wake Forest. So you don't want to miss that one. It'll be August 31st, by the way, when they're up at Texas. So yeah, there's one August home game. I'll find out more about this as the year goes on, but the Cougars, they do have a team dog. I've seen it. I've seen him in pictures. This is actually the first time I've seen him. I guess we can confirm that he does go on the field. He's a member of the sideline. The both teams, both sets of fans, getting ready for the second half. The Cougar men's soccer team is here. They will open their own season a week from today against, guess who? South Carolina. 1 week apart, both teams will have the same home opener. So can the Cougars avoid the same fate that happened last year in Columbia when they surrendered 4 second-half goals at South Carolina? Now, the players who scored those goals are no longer on the team. Catherine Berry, we haven't mentioned her name, but she scored 18 goals a season ago for the Gamecocks. Led the SEC and had 2 against the College of Charleston. Karina Zulo also had 2 in that game. And both Berry and Zulo are gone, graduated. The only real big scorer that has returned from South Carolina is Katie Shea Collins, and she does not have a shot attempt yet this game. So let's get the second half underway. As both teams now switching sides. Cougars in maroon going left to right on your screen. South Carolina going right to left. I believe both teams, for the most part, have their starters back in. And an attack for South Carolina right away. Coming charging down the line, and it is poked away by Tubia, but not out of bounds. Which is good for the Cougars because it's not going to be a corner kick, but Gamecocks still have possession. Zuloff, nice pass. And nearly able to convert is Galanti. Kind of had to make the running header to try to get it toward goal. And it was wide. But right away, 1 minute in, we've already seen South Carolina really aggressive. You know, they did get 3 shots on goal by the time the first half ended. See if the Cougars may be a little rested. Lily Ray back in the game, and she'll go straight to the ground off of a maybe push, but not a called one by Johnson. Mackenzie Johnson, number 8 for South Carolina, back in. She's another freshman on this team. And now here they go. That's some space in the middle. Big trouble potentially. Galanti over the side to Collins, and that is going to be saved at the fingertips. Ainsley Chun is able to grab it. She'll pick up her 4th save of the game. And nowhere to go. She'll just have to clear it far out of bounds. Micah Bryant. A throw in. Wenner trying to get to it. You know, once Emma Wenner left the game, Ellie Stewart had a couple of opportunities, but then in the last 10 minutes, Cougars really didn't have not only their attack, but, you know, their defense up. You know, Wenner and Antonio, they love to, Swimmer as well, they defend and they try to force South Carolina to make mistakes passing it from their own end. Buxton back in, back toward the middle. Some space on the left side. Swimmer trying to get to, and does, to Folks. And gets back to it near the corner. The cross potential here as Antonio is beaten out for the jump. Again, trying to get it in. Floating up there for Antonio, maybe. She's working against a few defenders. And she wanted a foul that time. You know, initially that play looked like it was just going to be, you know, all defenders. And, you know, to be completely honest, Fala probably did not do the best job clearing that one out. Back to Charleston. Nice moves and a really good cross-field pass by Vidovic. But Swimmer can't get it down into Wenner, that last connection. Bouncing around at midfield. Swimmer trips over her own teammate, Tubia, but Tubia gets it. And then the second-year defender, you know, we're looking at those SEC preseason polls. Well, Caitlin Tubia. Or no, Caitlin Tubia is from Kansas State, not a SEC team. Cougars have Maggie Wadsworth, another player who was a transfer from Mississippi State a year ago. So Cougars going for those big school transfers, and you know, last year they did with Emma Wenner. It was a big success. Antonio dumps it off to Cluxton. Way on the side, and Lily Ray really on the offensive end for the first time. Met by two players who keep it in bounds. And throw in for the Gamecocks. Gamecocks had that first minute where they really threatened and had the shot on goal by Collins, but next few minutes have been controlled by the Cougars. Stankunas gets in front of it. The lights are on here at Patriots Point. The sun pretty much all the way down. How about Lily Ray? You know, went down in the first half, had to be helped up, but she is right back. And not only right back, but right in the middle of some physical plays. A little bit of space. Galante to the middle. Mackenzie Johnson is surrounded. Katie Shea Collins gets it around Vidovic and eventually is cleared away, though back to Titano. The cross in, and it's close. It is somehow corralled by Chun. Oh, Kinley Brown made a terrific cross, and I don't know how that ball did not find the back of the net, but Ainsley Chun, working by herself, was able to get to it. A few real close calls, but for now, still scoreless. Cougars wanting the foul called against Bryant. Okay, so here you go. Yeah, that was definitely the best chance so far. Mackenzie Johnson had a shot with a lot of open space. Probably the best opportunity so far after what was really a great pass by Kinley Brown. Couple of throw-ins for the Cougars. Gray trying to make a difficult pass to Nacetta. That doesn't happen there. As now big trouble for the Cougars as Collins may have a one-on-one here. Trying to get down and help some defenders. Is bounced. Cougars able to get it away, avoid the handball. And with the first real chance, well, second actually, for Katie Shea Collins. She can't convert there either. As they get back on defense. Caitlin Tooby has been a big addition to the defense already through one game. In the first half, both teams did approach it differently. South Carolina had over a quarter of their possession in their own goal end. So they were a lot slower to get the ball up. That was, actually it was Stan Kunis. It was 12, not 32, who got there. Made the key defensive stop. Cluxton is trying to make a really hard play and actually draws the foul. Wow, what a job by Millie Cluxton. Totally outnumbered. And is able to get a free kick for her team. Wenner has not been as much of a factor in the second half as she was in the first. Last year, Emma Wenner had more shots on goal than any Cougar in 6 years. She was just a constant threat. And she's already got 2 shots this game. Tried to get it to Antonio, but a few Gamecock defenders are there. Throw in from deep in their own corner. This is a chance. Sometimes this is almost better than a corner kick if you're a good transition defense team. See if the Cougars can quickly turn the field. And not quite able to. Folks, a little too strong on the touch. Although not out of there yet. South Carolina. They'll spread the field to the left side. Fala to Bryant. Johnson trying to get open for a pass, but Bryant not going down, instead holding on, and Emma Wenner wins the possession back to the Cougars. And the throw is in. And, you know, positive play for the Cougars as if Bryant had it, but kind of spun off of her legs there, went back out of bounds. Well, Lily Ray has really been going for the deep throw-ins, trying to really push the ball down the field. The last several that she's had. Finally, South Carolina gets it back. Sayusis is able to hold on to it for a bit. Now slowly up the right side. And that one was just unforced, dribbled out of bounds. Or no, it wasn't. It's going to be a Gamecock ball. A bit of confusion for a moment. So yes, last year, College of Charleston, I've gone over this, but I just want to get the stats out there officially. They did not give up a goal at home until September 26th, and even that was in a driving rainstorm. All throughout the season, in 10 home games, they conceded 2 goals all year. They had 2 1-1 draws and 2 0-0 draws, and won their other 6 home games. As this is a pass back to the middle again, Johnson trying to get some space, is pushed a bit. That is dangerous. But play on. Clean play by Tubia. And that is going to be called a foul and a free kick as Wenner misses the ball. This might be the deepest set piece that South Carolina's had so far. It's actually been Charleston who's had more of the free kicks. They had the one free kick from right in front of the box. Yeah, Amanda Patrick with a nice play here. Now Patrick will fake the free kick to the middle. High bouncing bicycle kick attempt, but it just goes up in the air. A Cougar is down. Stankunas got knocked on her back, and that one might be a cramp. And the clock will stop at 31:29. See a few South Carolina players getting ready to sub in. As Stankunas trying to run it off. Trying to see, and looks like she actually will go back to the sideline for now. So we'll see who comes in. So it'll be a free kick for the Cougars, or goal kick rather. As Chun will take it. And she did check, so she can pick it up. Well, that's a really nice pass. Maybe a chance to go for it there as Antonio has it. And we'll try to push it down. Is working 1-on-3, but dumps it back. Wenner trying to get around and can't. Now on the sideline are the Gamecocks. And it's out of bounds, and believe it or not, I think that's the first ball that's gone into the seats the whole game. Usually you see a few up there with how close the bleachers kind of are to those high balls on the far side. Titano just forced backwards, now has to pass back to the defenders. Antonio and Slimmer trying not to make anything easy for the Gamecocks. Johnson can't get to it, but it is going to be a throw-in for the Gamecocks. And to the middle, is anybody there to take it? Trying to slide, but can't get it. And Wenner comes in to get it to Vidovic. Slimmer nearly lost it, but able to contain it. To Avery Nacetta. Back to Slimmer, can't quite get it there. And Slimmer caught off balance a little bit as she is slow to get up. This play is still going on. Near the right side, diving play by Chun. Stops it. Collins could not finish the play, as now the Cougars are really starting to kind of show some wear over the course of this game, as Faith Slimmer is slow to get up and now is limping. And then meanwhile on the other side of the field, the far side, there's the Cougar defender down. So Fate Slimmer is being helped off of the field. So Izzy Arnold is going to go in the game for the first time. And then Sienna Petro is going to come back in the game. So yeah, starting to become a rough game as the Cougars had a few players go down, hopefully with nothing serious. So it's a shot again by Katie Shea Collins. The shot attempts now are starting to distance from each other, let's say. It's been 11 shots, 7 on goal for South Carolina. 7 and 3 in the second half. 4 shots, 1 on goal for the Cougars with none in the second half. That being said, the Cougars have made it through a third of the second half and have not conceded yet. Last year when South Carolina scored those 4 goals in the second half, 2 of them came in the first 2 minutes of the second half. So with that in mind, they've already done a better job than they did last year coming out of the half against this team. I don't want to say the same team because there's many differences. Antonio a little too aggressive on the offense. It'll be a free kick from their own corner. So I don't believe South Carolina has made any substitutions yet in this second half. Cougars have been forced to make a few. Although there is Pino in the game now. Pino didn't start the game, but she's been a big part when she's done all the South Carolina corner kicks and she's been in. Bryant trying to make a difficult throw, nothing doing there. Nacetta trying to take control of the ball midfield to Emma Wenner. So Wenner playing on the left wing now, just continuing to play the far side. Into the middle, that one nearly a little bit of a miscommunication between defender and goalkeeper that nearly resulted in a shot for the Cougars, and they still do have the ball. Ray coming in with kind of a shot going away. A one-timer attempt by Folks. Still Cougars with the possession. Can they get one more shot out of this? And it goes off of the head of Petro. And that may end the possession for now, and now certainly will, as Arnold got a little too close, trailing the play. Talk about Izzy Arnold. He is a player who came in when Emma Rebels was injured last year in the Cougars' third game of the year. And she became a big part of the team. As that ball, that is going to be a big mistake for South Carolina. That's going to be a hand ball. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? This is... So, trying to see what the call is here. So the ball was touched by Sayusas. All right, let's take a look at this play again. So bouncer down the side. Yes, it was kicked back from her own player. So she's not able to touch the ball. But it's not a penalty kick, but a free kick from deep inside the penalty box. Antonio will take it. And we'll do a high pass, clearing it out a little bit. as Cluxton is the only one there. And that's going to be a throw-in for the Gamecocks, as for now they might have gotten away with the mistake. Now, I kind of had to see what happened too, because I didn't see the South Carolina defender kick it back to her. As they have it back now, shot attempt is high and wide by Wenner. The Cougars now at least do have a shot attempt in the second half. The only shot on goal this game was shot by Caroline Folks for the Cougars. But a potential missed opportunity there for Charleston, as South Carolina was really dominating the second half. So a couple of substitutions. Katie Shea Collins did a lot but could not score. Kinley Brown also taking a seat. They will get their last bit of rest in before the closing stretch of this game. Autumn Kayeli back in. She had a shot on goal in the first half, a pretty close one. And that's going to be a foul called against Petro. And Brown will take the free kick. Excuse me, not Brown. Fala. Fala booms it down the field. Arnold, a really nice reception of it to stop that play, but it'll be a deep throw in. And now Micah Bryant. Deep throw in, but no Gamecocks to receive it in the middle. Cougars can't clear it out. And that will be out of bounds. So this is, again, a situation where it is the Cougars' ball, but they'll have to throw it from deep in their own end. Yeah, Ray has got to go way down there to make the throw. That's where it went out. Get a running start and tries to get it. Petro and Ray trying to get it out, and now they do clear it to where they'll have another throw in. Madden McDonald now in the game as well for South Carolina. Number 33 you see right there as she gets into the action on this play. And it again is going to be a throw-in for College of Charleston as they slowly but surely are working their way up this sideline. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication between teammates as Bella Antonio nearly had a clear path. Gracie Follow really saved South Carolina from a disaster there. So we've seen the Gamecocks now make a couple of mistakes. Can the Cougars take advantage of them? Wenner keeps it inside. Somehow stays in control of that one. I don't know how that ball didn't go out of bounds, but it didn't, and Ray will get to throw it in once again. As we will have more substitutions. Bella Antonio and Millie Cluxton out, and Ellie Stewart and Faith Slimmer back in. That's really good to see Faith Slimmer. After about 10 minutes ago, she was kind of limping off the field, but now is back in. The throw to the middle. Slimmer is there, but can't get it, and it's cleared out. Arnold's the only one there. Now Folks. Oh, that's a nice low pass to the middle. but Wenner just surrounded by defenders. South Carolina really bunched up back right now. As Faith Swimmer had to get it through a few defenders there and just wasn't able to. Is this the transition that South Carolina's been looking for all game? Still no, as the Charleston sideline wants a foul. As Ray was kicked in the shins there, I think. She'll try to shake that off. Swimmer sits down again as well, and now she can't get weight on her left foot. And Cougars, they put Swimmer back in the game, and now just 1 minute in, yeah, that she is not putting any weight on that left foot. So we'll see who gets substituted here. So Hope Swimmer will come back in the game, it looks like. So Hope Swimmer checks in for her older sister. 20 minutes on the clock exactly. So got a few stoppages here in this second half. Cougars trying to, you know, at the very least, hold off for another 20 minutes and get a draw against a top 25 team. But they've really been battle tested. Ray still in the game though. Can't get the far pass down to Stewart. A race to the ball at the far side. And Stankunas makes the move to just clear it out. Deep throw in for the Gamecocks. McDonald, a bouncer that stays free for a little bit before being cleared out. Shot from way back goes way wide. As Fala sends it for a goal kick for Charleston. Maggie Heffernan back in the game. Coach Mitchner really having to use the subs now. Make sure that the Cougars have got a fresh 11 out there at all times. You know, again, he played a few scrimmages, but this is not by any means the kind of easy warm-up to open the year that maybe the Cougars have had in some years. But it's now turned into a game where the Cougars have a chance to get a result. And a good stop by Heffernan with the slide. Bryant back to the middle. Fala tries to pass it to the middle. Instead goes back to her. On the far side, McDonald. Into the middle and directly into the arms of Chun. It's actually Alexa Pino on the cross. And close to a point-blank shot for the Gamecocks. Might have been tough for Chun to react, but went right to her. She was able to get it. As now Ellie Stewart has the ball with a little bit of space. See the replay right here, but we got action going on as Stewart now trapped in the corner, but is able to hang on to it. Cougars only got free for a little bit. Well, how about Ainsley Chun? 8 saves in her first start of the 2025 season, with those big shoes to fill of Savannah Barron. But you know, even though she didn't play much, she was preseason all-conference honorable mention for a reason. To the middle, there's the shot attempt and wide. Vidovic was the one to take the shot. Now a big substitution for South Carolina. They will get their big guns back in the game. Katie Shea Collins, Mackenzie Johnson back in. And Avery Galante as well, midfielder who's had a couple of attempts. And Katie Russo enters the game on defense again. And South Carolina playing with the ball near their own goal, which they did a lot in the first half. But only a couple times the Cougars were able to flip the field off of that, as they try to here. Throw in for the Gamecocks, bunched all around the right sideline. And I'll have to go backwards to get some space with it. Stewart and Wenner playing way up. We'll see at what point Antonio may come back in the game. Fate Swimmer may be done, as she's now left the game twice in the second half. As how about Ellie Stewart, though, the freshman, making a couple plays, and now she might have a chance to get the ball on the sideline. A long run. Stewart and Bryant, the race kicked out of bounds by Bryant. And it'll be throw in. Maggie Heffernan will throw it in. Now this is the point where if you have a good thrower, you can almost make it a corner, but instead, kind of just a little bouncer, getting it to Hope Swimmer. Crosser near the goal, headed by a couple defenders. Oh, Wenner, I think she wanted to get set for the bicycle kick. It just wasn't there. Long shot attempt by Folks is blocked immediately. And the Cougars still have it, and that is not a well-advised pass back by Folk. And a chance. And he raced to the ball. That one touch got too far away from Collins, and Sean beat her to it. And the Cougars got away with one there. Caroline Folks has made some good plays, but that's one that she wanted to have back. And thankfully for the Cougars, it did not cost them. So throw in for Charleston. Heffernan doing the throwing in now. Sienna Pitro, then another player who may have a bigger role this year. Oh, nearly a good pass into Russo, but she couldn't get it. Bouncing at midfield. This was not there for anybody to take advantage of, but now Stewart gets it aside. Swimmer can't get it in space. Back and forth a few times. And now Galante. Collins and Johnson trying to look for something as Arnold kind of flings Collins to the ground. We have free kick for South Carolina. No card. It's not an intentional shove down, as much as just like a defensive play. And sold pretty well by Collins. Clock still running. Over 12, just over 12 to go. Bryant and Fala both fake out the free kick. Fala's kick is a bit high, but still corralled by the Gamecocks. One push into the box, but sent back out. Heffernan, and now Heffernan clears it to near midfield. Substitutions for South Carolina. Micah Bryant will exit the game. for Giovanna Harris. And Ava Tudas will exit as Kinley Brown comes back in. So upcoming schedule for South Carolina. They'll play USF in their home opener against number 18th ranked Ohio State, Miami of Ohio, at Clemson, and against Georgia State. That's their schedule for the rest of this month. And, at this point, if you're South Carolina, you wonder if both teams have different mentalities now. I think that, just based on the rankings and where these teams are, that the Cougars would be a lot more okay with a draw, where the Gamecocks, obviously they don't want to do anything reckless that would cause them to lose, and they've almost done it a couple of times. But you wonder if they'll be more aggressive on the offensive end to try to, get that one goal. And you look at the out-of-conference games they played last year, they were not 1-0 wins. That's when they were racking up their goals, games like this. But again, on the road, they just weren't quite the same team. Free kick for the Gamecocks. The Cougars only allowed 2 goals at home all year last year. A high kick, that's a really good free kick from midfield, a little too good. Has nowhere to go but out the back for Katie Shea. So for the Cougars, it'll be a while before they come back home again, but they'll take a trip first to High Point and then to Texas, first at Houston Christian, and then at number 19th ranked Texas, and then Wake Forest, the national runners-up from a year ago, will come here to Patriots Point on Thursday, September 4th, and then North Florida on September the 7th. And the Cougars, they scheduled it tough non-conference this year. 3 ranked teams in their first 5 games. As Wenner somehow still has this, and finally, Gamecocks take control. And foul is called. It'll be a free kick. Yeah, I don't know how Wenner didn't have that one stolen away from her 2 or 3 times. Right there is where it really should have been. Finally, Fala was able to get it. Arnold tries to kick it back in, but a good running steal by Kinley Brown. And it's the shot, and scores! And South Carolina finally has broken through with just under 9 minutes to go. The Gamecocks score the game's first goal. It was either Collins or Titano was in there too and actually went down right after the goal. So see the play here. So it's actually Titano who had the pass to begin with. Oh, it was Mackenzie Johnson, the freshman from Durham, Connecticut. Her first career goal is a big one that might have just gotten South Carolina to the point where they can escape out of here with a win. They're 9 minutes away. But now the Cougars can be freely aggressive with not a whole lot to lose. They couldn't hold them all the way. As there's a shot from the outside, that's close. Wow, Folks sent a bullet and it went about 6 inches over the crossbar. Nearly an instant answer. Well, Folks had this lined up. That had a chance. And Arnold was able to get away with a little push that time, but Petro can't get to it. South Carolina looking for one to ice it. Johnson again out in front. One cross back, and it's going to be Folks who saves it that time. Back to the keeper, Chun, goes Heffernan. 7.5 minutes left for the Cougars to try to get the equalizer. Going back to 2023, it's an 11-game unbeaten streak that the Cougars have at home. And as now Bryant comes back in, Micah Bryant, maybe the top defender on the Gamecocks. At a time when, sometimes these out-of-conference games, they won some of them, 6-0 last year. 1-0 will do for the Gamecocks. Still their possession. They'll have a deep throw in. Cougars, they had a chance immediately after, though, as Folk sent it just over the crossbar. Sometimes chances can come from seemingly out of nowhere. And a little stumble there by Taylor Bloom. Nearly allowed Stewart to get it, but clear it around. Bryant with a push pass up in front. Run down to the ball. And a cross in by Collins. And that one goes over the goal. And a really good attempt by Collins, who not only is the leading goal scorer from last year, who's returned it to the Gamecocks, but also the leading assister. By the way, no Gamecocks officially got credit for the assist on the Mackenzie Johnson goal. So Mackenzie Johnson. And once again, this stream on Flow Sports brought to you by TD Bank, by MUSC Health, and by Rick Hendrick Chevrolet. Mackenzie Johnson's a freshman from Durham, Connecticut. Again, a lot of freshmen playing for a team that's ranked in the preseason. But certainly these are some talented freshmen. And you can kind of see they've gotten better playing together as it's went on. I mean, they've had a few scrimmages too, but this being our first real game action against, Charleston's not a ranked team, but certainly a very quality team, at least they expect to be this year. And early signs are they're going to be tough to score on again at home. And as one of the better offensive teams in the best conference, took over 80 minutes to do so. Chun has moved way out of the goal. South Carolina made a couple of mistakes this game. The pass back to the goalkeeper mistake. Cougars got a deep free kick, couldn't take advantage of it. They had another free kick. So yeah, just those couple set pieces. Something to improve. Under 4 to go. Wenner is able to get there. Nearing the line. Kind of an off-balance shot as that's close to a handball inside the box. Shea Vidovic right there is contesting with the nearest referee. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, the off-balance shot by Wenner, and then Vidovic's shot was maybe off of the hand of a Gamecock defender, but it wasn't called. Oh, that That was close. That might have been I mean, if to really slow it down. Well, for now, no time to dwell on it. Got to go. Cluxton in the middle, close to the goal, and he's cleared out. Well, now we can talk about it a little. That looked like it might have just hit her hand. Take a look back at the corner kick play. Really nice pass by Cluxton. Avery Nacetta in there and just couldn't finish it. Clock stops and now goes under 3 minutes. And some space for South Carolina. You know, even with this little time left, that second goal does make you feel a lot more comfortable if they're able to get it. But if not, they want to at least keep possession on their end, which Johnson does. Ray knocks it out of bounds. You know, it is possible that South Carolina caught a huge break by there not being a handball called on the Nacetta shot. That could have been a stunning penalty kick there. But nothing will be done about it now. Bryant, the deep throw in. Cougars hoping maybe for one more chance. And this might be a chance for a counterattack. Cluxton has got to take it and go up the middle, dishing it off to Arnold. Some space there. Folks will let it go out of bounds. Throw in for the Cougars. Tries to push it up. A few defenders in the way. Another throw in. Get to throw it from past midfield. Nacetta back to Folks, but trapped on her own side. Cougars gotta try to get it to the other end. They can't. And that now might be tough for them to come back from with just over a minute left. And South Carolina can now bleed a lot of what's left of the clock. Cougars have shown the ability to score goals late in the half. Well, they showed that last year. Can they do it one more time in the most unlikely of spots? There is going to be a free kick for the Cougars. Clock stops at 54 seconds. Ball was kind of just bouncing in there, and the Cougars catch a break with a foul. Quick kick. So here's Ray. Not a lot of open players as Stewart can't get to it. Ball bouncing high with under 40 to play. And there's the big clear that South Carolina is looking for. Good work by the Cougar bench, immediately getting the ball back. Quick throw in by Stankunas as Cluxton is able to draw the foul. Katie Russo doesn't agree, but no time for either side to argue. 13 seconds to go. It's got to be a quick kick and a long kick by Lily Ray. This is it. Last chance of the game. Ray to the center. Antonio there. The header. And that is going to do it. South Carolina wins the season opener 1-0. The Cougars come close to getting a result against the 21st ranked team. But in the end, the Gamecocks break through and they get one. It was Mackenzie Johnson, the freshman, who saved the day for South Carolina and gives them their 7th straight win. So we're going to go to a quick break now and then come back with the final highlights. And we'll be right back here on the Charleston Sports Network. Let's take a look at the final stats from tonight's game. In the second half, South Carolina really started to dominate on the offensive end, ultimately getting to 14 shots, 9 on goal. The first 8 were saved by the Cougars, as Ainsley Chun with an impressive 8 saves in her first start of the season. But it was the 9th shot on goal that got through, as the Gamecocks got the 1 goal they needed. Not many corner kicks all game. Don't even know if we had any in the second half. 3 for South Carolina, 2 for Charleston to end it. 1 offsides for each team. 13 fouls for Charleston, 8 for South Carolina. Well, we thank you for watching, as we had a number of exciting plays, and we're set for what should surely be a memorable season here. Now, I don't have another home game for a few weeks, and that'll be a big one against Wake Forest, September the 4th. Of course, check back in next week as the men's soccer team opens their season at home, same time a week from today. Final score again, 1 for South Carolina, 0 for Charleston. I've been Luke Gerasati on the call. You've been watching the Charleston Sports Network. Thank you for watching.